At number 2 on Abby, Insidious Gaming leading 1-0 against the Immortals. And Brandon, why don't you take us through the tank selection?
Well, it's not too different from what we had last game. Actually, 5 heavy tanks coming out here this time for the Immortals. That is the biggest difference. I feel like they're going back to that earlier setup that they had yesterday. They just have 2 AMX-50s, 2 IS-3s, and 1 T-32. And of course, on the Insidious Gaming side, they have 3 AMX-50s, 1 T-32, and another one of those WZ-132s.
Yeah, so a little bit of reminiscence coming out from yesterday's matches. The Immortals going with the same tank setup that paid off so well for them yesterday, going with 5 heavy tanks, and Insidious Gaming going out with a similar strategy as the last on airfield, going with 4 heavy tanks and of course a WZ-132. So I mean, they did switch out an AMX-54. I believe it was either an IS-3 or a T. No, I think it was a T-32 actually. So yeah, just switching up, just a slight variation, but pretty similar strategies. And Insidious Gaming going straight for this Abbey.
Yeah, they have this really big setup here at the Abbey. They have, of course, Death Skies on the WC-132 that he loves. He's in there scouting. That tank is so fast, and right now he hasn't spotted anything, so they have to assume that probably Immortals, just like they did yesterday actually, they went for this 5 heavy tank setup and just, I believe that was the first set of yesterday where they just pushed together. They did that 2-pronged push and it worked so well. Yeah. So I feel like they like this map, they like the strategy with the 5 heavy tanks. They're probably going to try to do this again, whereas Insidious Gaming might be reading this and going to try to maybe go for a big push.
Down the Abbey.
Bait them, yeah, maybe try to bait them up the hill or something. But
yeah, because none of the members of Insidious Gamer are actually on that western ridge right now. So I mean, even though the Immortals do try and push up this western ridge, they're not going to meet any enemies, and it could be beneficial towards the Immortals because it leaves that western side completely open for them, so they have complete control over that. But the thing is, you know, if you want to get shots off into the Abbey onto the Insidious Gaming members, you have to have vision on them, and they have no members in there.
Yeah, Immortals, they don't know where Insidious Gaming is right now. They can assume that they've brought some tanks into the Abbey up into the western ridge, but right now they really just have no idea. So they're just kind of slowly pushing up here. They have one guy back at their base just there to scout and just waiting it out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, neither team knowing where the other is right now because no team has spotted each other. Both their scouts on both teams are actually really passive right now. They actually pulled back way down towards their base, and they haven't pushed down, you know, towards the enemy base. And I mean, if we're gonna see an engagement anytime soon, they gotta get vision first. You know, those T1s, they gotta get out there and be just a little bit more aggressive because, you know, you can afford to lose those.
Yeah, and already Sirius pushing past that middle rock there on this western ridge. So maybe he, at this point, they know that they're either playing very passive on the western ridge or that they're going for the Abbey push.
Yeah, so the Immortals, they have to assume that at least a couple members of Insidious Gaming are in that central Abbey right now because they haven't spotted any members on that western ridge, and because no members haven't spotted on the western ridge, you know, there's really nowhere else they could be.
Yeah.
So, but they still got to be cautious though, because even though they haven't spotted any members yet, there could be a couple Insidious members, you know, kind of camping towards the northern part of the ridge, and the Immortals could be walking into a trap. So yeah, they're slowly creeping forward, but they're soon gonna realize that there's no one there.
Yeah, this is basically what they did yesterday. Just slow creep up the western ridge. If they see any tanks, they just focus them down right away. They're doing the same strategy, and I think Insidious knows this at this point. They have that scout going really deep. That is Death Skies in that light tank. He is going really deep now.
Yeah, so yeah, quite soon the Immortals, yeah, they're going with the same 2-pronged push. They're going to realize that no members of Insidious Gaming are there, and Death Sky's now really right next to the Immortals base.
Yeah, Death Skies, he has been spotted, and already we see Savang pulling away. He might be turning around, actually, I mean, they know that they're not on the western ridge, that Insidious Gaming is not on the western ridge. Of course, the T1 is taken out there, but that one heavy tank now going to go back, it looks like, and try to take care of Death Skies.
Yeah, so the base capture has been started on the Insidious Gaming side. So Insidious Gaming, yeah, going for a base capture. Insidious Gaming, all their members are now pushing down the central Abbey.
Yeah, this is a big push. They know Death Skies is already there on the base. They feel like if they get there and they don't get any shots fired on them, they can take that base, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, although Insidious Gaming did lose a T1, and that's why they're actually pulling back 2 of their heavy tanks right now, is because they're afraid of an Immortals push. They don't have any vision of that western Abbey right now, and because they don't have any vision, you know, the Immortals could potentially push onto their base. But right now the Immortals, yeah, they might be going for a push because they have 3 heavy tanks, you know, up there, and a lot of damage going on to Death Skies.
I feel like this is going to be a good situation for Immortals, actually. But Insidious Gaming doing a really strong push. They have about 3 tanks there, but they already pulled back 2 tanks to delay this, and if they can keep getting shots rained down and send the rest of their 3 heavy tanks to Insidious Gaming's base, they can actually win this game.
Yeah, so basically right now the situation is both teams have 3 tanks in enemy territory and 2 tanks defending their own base. So it's pretty even matchup right now. It's all going to come down to these close firefights and who can take down those tanks first, but Insidious Game actually backing up from this base capture because they realize that they're just sitting ducks if they go for that base capture.
Yeah, that spot there on the western ridge actually is so great for heavy tanks. They have really long range. They can just rain down on the really vulnerable people who are in that enemy base, and they had to back off. They couldn't just sit there and take damage. So they're going to back off, regroup, and probably make another push somewhere else.
Yeah, they're actually going back right down that eastern road. They could be going for a western Abbey or a western ridge push or an Abbey push. So we'll have to see what Insidious Gaming decides to do. But the situation on the Immortal side is pretty much the same. They are sending back one of their heavy tanks to support this northern push. So we could actually, I'm going to predict a northern engagement, an engagement around the Insidious members, Insidious Gaming space.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a northern push. I mean, Immortals, they're sending that one guy through the Abbey. They still have one guy spotting near their base, but they're probably going to send him up soon. And of course, you see on the screen, Insidious Gaming have all of their tanks now in the northern region.
Yeah, so Nisa trying to get a few pot shots onto Heinz Linderman, but Linderman, he is behind cover right now, so he is safe. He is in a T1 though, so one shot will do it. But yeah, he does miss another shot, and the rest of the Insidious Gaming members, I think they're just deciding what to do right now.
Yeah, Insidious, they actually spotted this heavy tank here in the Abbey, and it seems like they're going pretty aggressive here into the Abbey. If they can take out that tank, that's a big win. It's already 3 minutes left, and if they take out just one tank and get the 8-tier lead, they can win this game just at a draw.
Exactly, and a 1 member or maybe even more members of Immortals pushing now into the Insidious Gaming members base. Nisa got to turn around. Same with Elite. They do spot them, and three of the members on Insidious Gaming are in that Central Abbey trying to go for, I believe it was Catan. Yeah, Catan in that Central Abbey. They might go for a 3v1. Same with the Immortals going for a 2v2 right now into the Insidious Gaming's base. Catan here. Yeah, he's gonna get focused down by 2 of these heavy tanks. And yeah, it's a 2-pronged battle right now. You have two battles going on at the same time. 3 heavy tanks now up there in the Insidious Gaming members base. Catan getting taken down, getting a lot of damage, about 50%. 3 tanks now on Catan. Catan's probably gonna get taken out. And Elite here dueling with I believe I couldn't see his name, but there's actually like 3 battles going on at the same time. Yeah, I mean, right now the situation, all these tanks are getting so low, and one AMX does get taken down on the Immortal side.
Yeah, that was Catan. He did a good job trying to run away, but he just could not get away. He actually got flanked and blocked.
Oh, and an AMX 50 gets taken out on the Insidious Gaming members as well, so it's tied up. About 2 minutes remaining, and the base capture has been started on Insidious Gaming members side. So the Immortals, they gotta be careful. They gotta win this firefight now and get back to defend this base capture, or else they're gonna be in a really rough position.
Iron Buzz was just kind of firing shots into the Abbey, but he should have helped his teammate who had just died there. I mean, he's probably going to take out this tank, but I feel like if he helped him sooner, he might have been able to help his tank live.
Yeah, so it is now tied up. I mean, the Immortals do have an extra T1, but right now it is 2 AMX 50s and 1 WZ32 on the Insidious Gaming members side, and an AMX 50, an IS3, and a T32 on the Immortal side. So it's 3 heavy tanks versus 2 heavy tanks plus a medium, or plus a light, excuse me. And right now, I mean, the base capture has been stopped as well, so this is really going to come down to the wire. About a minute now remaining left. Griff's about at 60%. Monastero's also about 60%. And same with Deathskies. He's down to about little under 50%. So yeah, a lot of damage getting taken out on the Insidious gaming side.
Yeah, this is a bit of a funky game. It's been spread out the whole time. So many different battles all over the place. We have to take a look at Savang on my map. Actually, he's coming through the Abbey right now. He's going to flank these Insidious Gaming members if they try to kill these 2 heavy tanks that are at their base, and that could be huge for Immortals right now.
Yeah, really. Actually, one tank kill could decide this match if they. But an AMX 50 or that T32 does get taken out. So Insidious Gaming in a little bit of a rough position right now. They gotta retaliate this. They gotta take out a tank of their own, but Deathsky's really low as well. One shot will do it. Will Deathsky's. He does take out the enemy tank. And wow, it is tied up right now. An AMX-50 and a WZ-132 versus 2 heavy tanks on the Immortal side is actually, honestly, I'm gonna call this a draw. I think it's gonna end in a draw.
I mean, there's only 9 seconds left. Unless Series can take out this tank, I'm not sure. I think it's going to end in a draw as well. There's only 3 seconds left. Yeah, and that's a draw.
So